So the real estate market is booming at the moment. And did you happen to notice that we are already 2 months into 2021? This year seems to be sneaking by, and there is so much activity that I thought I'd take a moment to catch you up on what I'm seeing in today's market. This is Ron Wysocarski with Wise Home Team Realty, and here's what I'm seeing the first 2 months of 2021. On the seller side, it's been great. Homes are selling super fast, and for prices that are accelerating. I can tell you that prices have risen steeply in the last 90 or so days. Properties are not lasting on the market for very long. If they're priced right, they're going under contract in just a few days and closing quickly. There's some appraisal issues within that because the market closings have to catch up to where the market is heading to right now. So if you're in a bank loan situation, you may be sweating your appraisal right now. And if you're the buyer of that property, or the seller really, if you're both sweating it, what's interesting is my belief is that the price you're paying today, if it appraises just a little bit low, it's going to look like a deal in 60 to 90 days. You may not be able to replace it. It's the same story we saw from last year. First couple months of last year, we had a lot of buyers tap out of the market and say, look, I'm just going to wait till the prices come down. Oops, prices are up 14% year over year. That wasn't a good strategy to wait. And chances are, with the super low inventory that we have right now, prices will catapult forward. When the public sees the prices that properties are closing at in the months of March and April, believe me, in the month of May, listing prices will be higher. Now, if you're a buyer in this market and you're a little frustrated, you've got good reason to be frustrated. Properties hit the market, and when we're in this endless predictable cycle, property comes on market, lots of people look at it, lots of people make offers, one person gets the house, and 5 people who made an offer don't get the house, are looking the next day to repeat the cycle. That has not changed. If you're on the buy side and you're working with a savvy, proactive agent, you are probably beating the trees right now. You're calling properties that are under contract to see if the deals are good. You're checking on appraisals. You're checking on inspections. You're trying to find some property that's already under contract that you really like, or maybe you miss out on, that might come back on the market. It's all out effort to get the right properties for buyers right now, and there's a lot of success within it. The hustle is real for the real estate community right now. What else have I seen in the beginning of 2021? Well, we talked about increased units and an increased sales volume. That's not news. Super low inventory, check that box. We've talked about appraisals, inspections. That's another thing right now. There is a number of inspection items that are coming up, and when you're paying, top dollar or above list price, there's an expectation that the house is in pretty good shape. And we have seen properties sell well above the asking price, 10, 20, 30 some $1,000s above the asking price. The sellers, they're playing with the house's money to some extent. They're far more willing to correct any defects in the house than they might have been if they were selling for like $10,000 below the list price. And I believe that with that, it's going to help out the buyers in the long run, because if you think about it, the price they're paying today is going to be less than what they could buy it for in 3 months, and they're getting a house that has very little deferred maintenance. Less cost into the home, out of your pocket after the sale. So a lot of benefits in there. Surprisingly, a lot of people are up in sales, not just in a little way, but a big way. I can tell you in our brokerage, here we are, we're sitting the first week of March, and we've already, between closed and pending sales, we crossed over 60% of 2020, which was a good year. So things are accelerating in ways that you can hope for but wouldn't expect. What's the forecast for the next few months? I think we see some more inventory coming on the market. I believe that with the new construction being pretty much maxed out right now, that it's going to cause some sellers that have been reluctant to go on the market for, let's say, health reasons or lack of inventory reasons. The sales prices are so compelling right now that I do believe that property owners will start to sell off more inventory. It could be in the form of some of the rentals in our portfolio. It could just be that they're ready to make a move. And we're finding solutions to help people find a property even with the low inventory that it is. I think it's a self-solving problem. As more people get courageous enough to go on the market, it will make more homes available for everybody that's looking. And I believe that once the first domino falls, we'll start to see an uptick in inventory. So there's help on the way. Taxes are being done right now. People know exactly what they can spend. They're getting pre-qualified. I've never witnessed buyers this proactive in getting their pre-qualifications done and being ready. And they have to. If you're making an offer over the weekend and you don't have your proof of funds or your pre-qualification from your banker, most sellers are not waiting until Monday or Tuesday for you to get that in hand. They're just taking the other offer. So it's causing buyers to be super, super proactive. And I'm kind of glad, because in theory, should have been doing it that way all along. You know, you wouldn't go to the store unless you knew you had enough money. And that really is what's going on right now. Other projections for the year: increased inventory, increase in median sales price, increase in luxury prices. Waterfront especially is going through the roof right now. So properties that were hard to sell even 6 months or a year ago are getting much easier to sell, because the market's caught up to some of that pricing. And with the demand the way it is, there's new buyers entering the market that weren't there 6 months ago. So for them, that's a new listing as well. I am excited for where the market is heading, and I'm not in that place of concern that, oh geez, the market's going to fall, prices are going to drop. It's not 2008. I didn't feel it at the beginning of 2020, before or after or during COVID, and I don't feel it now. So if you're waiting for the next price drop to buy, hey, if it dropped 14% tomorrow, you're right back to the pricing at the January 1st of 2020, when some people felt the pricing was too high. I don't think it's going to retrace 14%, and I'm not even sure it's going to retrace 1%. If anything, I think 3 months from now we'll see increases in prices, and we'll be wishing for the price we could have had the property for in January and February of 2021. Hope this is helping you out. If you enjoy this, leave a comment below. Definitely hit the subscribe button. This is Ron Wysocarski at Wise Home Team Realty.